Okay, the home stretch with a difference. We're not bringing in an artist of the week on the home stretch today, but we're bringing in the Commissioner for Information from Delta State, Mr. Chike Oge. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you.
Now we're looking at development in your state. Your governor, a lot of people have been saying he's an excellent governor. He has outperformed himself in his second term in office, and some people have been saying that he should get more awards. What is it that he has been focusing on in the state to the extent that people, to then make people begin to look again and again and again at Delta State?
Well, I think what His Excellency has done, if you ask me, is just do, as they say, first things first. He basically went into the drawing board 2007 when everything in Delta was almost upside down when he came in terms of militancy and all that kind of thing. He secured the peace, which I think was the most important thing. That now left the stage set for his three-point agenda. And he said to himself, I'm sure, because I wasn't even there at that time, how do I handle and take the state to the next level? And I think that was brought about the initiative Delta Beyond Oil. Now, that really is just realizing that, look, hydrocarbons, fuels, oil, these are finite resources and they could run out at any time. Or indeed, alternatives could be found, as is being done now, shale oil in the US and all that, because that's what gives the resource the value. What happens if that happens in Delta State? I think the revenues we're deriving from these hydrocarbons and oil and these blessings God has given us, let us use it to develop other areas. And like we keep saying, that's why we say Delta Beyond Oil. It's not a building. It's not something you want to see as a structure. It is actually a journey. And it comes with no cost. You know, that's the great thing about it. What he has done is, across board, he has looked for those critical areas that we have that comparative advantage.
Can you mention a few of those?
Like the Delta microcredit. That is wonderful, because what that did was that was a double-edged sword, you know. The microcredit program in Delta State actually took the very vulnerable group of people who otherwise would have been forgotten. He actually created a ministry, you know, a directorate rather, poverty alleviation. Got a woman who understands the program, Mrs. Ashedu, to run with it. It is his own personal thing. And what they've done is that they've looked at the different sectors, the disabled, young fishermen.
What is it they're doing with them?
Yeah, what they're doing is that they're providing them with interest-free credit. And these are very micro businesses of one or two people ordinarily who would have not have done anything. And with this credit, they've been able to grow their businesses from these micro businesses into small businesses, into medium businesses. And before you know what happened, we have at least 4 of those products from those businesses that are globally, that you can find globally now. You go to Europe, you go to America, you find the product of this thing. These were things that a couple of years ago,
such as what?
Like we have this, what's it called now? Hey, I remember now in a minute, I will tell you. Of course, apart from things like aquaculture, beads, you know, all those kind of things which you can take out. But I remember there was this, like a sauce, you know, like a pepper sauce kind of thing that they were doing. And I remember when we went for the Bank of Industry conference in London, and you know, it was all there. We found them in stores in London. Yes, you know, like a pepper sauce and those kind of things.
If you look at the critical mass in terms of numbers of people whose lives have been impacted by this microcredit, what kind of numbers are we looking at?
Oh, we're looking at great numbers. I'm telling you, it cuts across board. You know, we're 40% riverine, so there's a lot of fish farming, fish clusters. Like I said to you, you know, I brought the book. It talks about the indomitable entrepreneurial spirit, the kind of people it has impacted upon, shoemaking, you know, just across the whole section. It is wonderful how it has helped cottage industries to grow. And you know, that's the point, because it's a double-edged sword. It helps to, because these loans are being repaid, and I must say that from the statistics we have, women are even doing better than men, because these loans are being repaid. So it has to It strengthens both the microfinance banks as well as build the business.
Okay.
You said that the interest-free, we'll talk about the interest-free part when we come back, but we'll just take a short break. We'll come back and continue with the discussion. Welcome back. With us this morning is the Commissioner for Information of Delta State, Mr. Chike Ogia, and he's telling us about developments in Delta State. And just before we went on break, we were talking about the microfinance scheme, which has impacted on the lives of many small business people to a point where they're even exporting. Because he was talking about seeing some of their wares over in the UK. Very interesting.
Yes.
But Mr. Ogia, you say that these loans are interest-free.
Yes, they are. And as with most financial institutions, even the regular ones we go to, these financial institutions have a way of having, loans in different compartments. The ones, like I said, that they want to use to build business. That's why institutions like the Bank of Industry are there. They give most of those interest-free loans. And of course, they have the other loans which they use for regular businesses, which I'm sure they use to make up, for this kind of initiatives. And we have benefited a lot from that. And like I said to you, it has strengthened the base of the microfinance banks in Delta State because they have impacted in so many areas. Like I said to you, across board, palm oil, even we're beginning to export that as well, in little bottles and all that. The kind of, look, palm oil is even, Malaysia got palm oil from here first, and all that. So we've gone back to the basics, and that is exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
Now the Sun newspaper described our governor as the man who sees tomorrow.
Yes.
I mean, why do you think that is so?
Well,
what does that mean?
What basically means is that it still comes back to this Delta Beyond Oil. What he has done, and I think what they really liked about it, I called it personally the audacity of vision. Is that vision? And what I think it has done is that you see things like ICT, agriculture, trying to provide a modern healthcare system, trying to provide wonderful roads and an airport. You see, these are all things he's doing, which is going to take the economy to the next level. And in doing all of this, we decide to just ignore, for the time being, that monocultural product where everybody, even in Nigeria, was depending upon for over 95% of our resources. Yes, the resources will come because every month, I know our Commissioner of Finance still goes to collect our own portion of it, albeit, a federation. Exactly. And we get a tiny portion of what we put in there, but that's how it works. And he just said, look, let's develop these things. I think it was 2 days ago. In fact, the whole channel crew was in Uduaghan because there was a momentous event. About a month ago, we had a kidney transplant in Uduaghan live. Everybody says because your governor is a doctor. I said, we thank God for that. At least let there be an area where we have done so excellently well. So they say it makes the call for professionals that in Lagos, lawyers and judges are having the best of times because my brother Fashola is a lawyer. I say, so be it. So that is what is happening now. But beyond the healthcare thing, which I think is wonderful, because I know when we got in there, the kind of statistics we're hearing was that in every 1,000 deaths, there used to be like 500 deaths among children. But he has provided free maternal care, he has provided free pregnancy care, he has provided free birth, he has provided after birth, and all that, all free in Delta. And what has happened is that I think by 2013, it has dropped to about 250 deaths in every 1,000 deaths. And I think it is still dropping. So maybe right now we are looking at under 100. And I know that is the best in the country. And that is why when we talk about Delta Beyond Oil, yes, the infrastructure is wonderful. The Asaba-Iyeli dualization, 158 kilometers of federal road, which will connect the two economic zones of Asaba, which is where, 5 minutes from the biggest markets of Sub-Saharan Africa in Onitsha. You can imagine what we'll do with that. And of course, the economic zone of Warri and Ogidigbe, the biggest 16 billion federal government gas plant is coming up there, which of course the Delta government is giving them all the enablements to be able to get that done. So those are the kind of things we're doing.
Does the governor feel vindicated now, having virtually completed the Delta State airport in Asaba?
Well, that is another work
that was put there.
I came in yesterday night. It is funny. I came in yesterday night, and I actually saw someone who I remember in those heady days when we were doing the elections. That's the great thing about development. These were the people that said nothing was going on at the airport, that we were actually using mobile phones to control those tiny little aircrafts that come in there. And yesterday I boarded a massive Boeing aircraft, Arik Air, with this man. And I said to him, "How are you? Welcome, sir." And he looked at me. I said, "Oh, we're all Deltas." Before I even said anything, he was already on the defensive. So, that in itself is the vindication. And that is what is happening. 3 weeks ago or so, we were in Ireland. The only multicultural newspaper there also sent in a team. We didn't even know when they came into Delta. Commissioner for Information, I didn't know. That's the truth. And they went all over the place. And they did things. I think they went to a few other states. Maybe they chose 2 states from each political zone. And, I just got a call that your governor has won this and all that. And we had to go to Dublin for it. It was a big thing. The same thing, anybody that knows the 2 Uncle Sams, Uncle Sam of leadership and Uncle Sam of Vanguard. They are incorruptible people. They are not the kind of people, what do you want to pay them? Both organizations have also given him the Media of the Year award. The Daily Trust has also done the same. But the main reason why I'm even here is just to tell Nigerians that on Saturday, the Sun newspapers again are celebrating this same man, this same governor of mine. It's a wonderful time to go Delta, and I will tell Delta. If you notice, I haven't been here in a long time because we haven't even been talking anymore. We stopped talking. We were doing the work, and that is what we are still doing. The only reason why I'm here today is just to let them know that yes, so your governor is going to be celebrated.
The work is beginning to.
Yes, your governor is going to be celebrated at the Eko Hotels on Saturday in Lagos. Here is going to be a massive show. The Sun newspaper, strictly by invitation, but we can get invitations to. At least I can invite both of you.
Okay,
yes.
Well, we will be looking to attend. But
yes.
There are people who have won this the Sun Awards, and they have achieved quite a great deal. And I think 1 or 2 governors have won in the past, and other people, I think the Speaker of the House is also being named as one of the people that's won.
Yes.
What does this mean to him in recognition of the things he's done? What does this mean to the government itself?
Like she said earlier on, I think it was the Sun that actually described him as the man that saw tomorrow. You see, what happened was that we scored a bullseye without realizing it when we hosted the the Guild of Editors in Asaba last year.
Last year, yes.
Remember? And the managing director of the Sun happens to be the president of the Guild. So, of course, he was very involved and he was there. And we dedicated one day to a tour around the state. Delta, we keep telling people, is a massive state. It's not a state you do 2 or 3 towns. You're Delta, and then everybody says, oh, you've done well. We have about 13, 14 big towns that you have to impact at the same time. So we had about 5 or 6.
On the water.
Yeah, we didn't try that. Yeah. We had 5 or 6 big buses going out on that morning. They left as early as about 7 a.m. going to the different locations in Delta, full of journalists. And they went and saw for themselves what had been done in Delta State. And they were the ones that said, wow, you guys have done exceedingly well. Some of the greatest critics, I don't want to call names in the newspapers that write, when they came back, they were almost like, what is happening here? You guys, why have you not been blowing your trumpet? I said, yes, they say if you don't blow your trumpet, it will rust. But sometimes if you blow it too much, it can burst. So we are trying to look for that middle ground. We are happy you have come to see for yourself. And that is the whole idea about it. And like I kept saying, you see this governor, it is when he's leaving, that is when people will appreciate. I just pray that whoever takes over from him will be able to step into those shoes. Because those shoes are big. They are mighty big with what is done with development. In fact, whenever we talk, either myself or himself, there's so much left unsaid because he has done so much that even if he gave me 2 hours, that's the truth. I cannot start telling you all the projects.
Agriculture.
The best government house in the country. When Governor Akpabio came there, Governor Kwame,
Yes.
very boisterous and very alive. He couldn't believe it. He said, "Where is this? Am I in the villa?" Wonderful.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chike, Commissioner for Information from Delta State, talking to us about the development in the state, what the governor has achieved, and the celebration of all of those achievements will be coming together next Saturday, we're told, by the Sun Awards that he's being given as the Man of the Year.
That's right.
For 2013.
Yes.
Congratulations to the governor. Congratulations to the governor.
Congratulations to all Deltans, because he represents all of us.
Congratulations to you, Alera.
Thank you. I'm very proud, and I take a bow. Thank you very much. And that's when we wrap it up for today. We'll bring you a fresh edition on Saturday. Bless you all. Until then, my name is Alera Edu.
My name is Kadia Kintemi, wishing you the very best for this weekend and the week to come next week. Have a great weekend.